What do you think? Pretty scrappy, but nice to get another win.
Yeah, look, it was scrappy. I think it was pretty tough conditions out there. You know, obviously, first and third quarters going into the breeze was difficult, and turnovers probably hurt us in those quarters. But I thought the last quarter was outstanding from our boys. They're showing a bit of fight and grit and resilience with the way we play, so it was really pleasing.
The sort of game you'd want to win, given the sort of difference in experience.
Yeah, look, we recognise the Bulldogs played a pretty inexperienced team, but we're really focused on how we're going about our footy, and certainly some of the things are starting to come through in the way we want to play. And once again, contested ball for us was a bit of a highlight. You know, we thought we played pretty well in that area for most of the day, and you know, some of the things aren't quite ingrained in the way we want to play yet, and that'll come. It's not that far away.
Nice to see the skipper back up and firing after knee and neck issues.
Yeah, it's good to get him back out there. You know, he's had a different type of pre-season, but to get him back out there, that experience, obviously, both Nathan and Bernie's first game, it's good to have him back out there and, you know, blend in with our youth as well.
Given his, I guess, what he has had to overcome this off-season, are you confident he can be right up and firing come round one?
Oh, absolutely. He's done a hell of a lot of work. He's certainly been able to run a lot. He's joined in a full probably 7 or 8 weeks of actual football training, so he's really in really good condition to attack the season, and it's been a slightly different approach, but one that we think we get big benefits from.
Oliver's making a good case for round one. What are your thoughts at the moment?
Oh, look, he certainly is. He brings a smile to a lot of our faces. He's an exciting prospect. Just the way he attacks the ball and what he can do in traffic is exciting. We've got to certainly manage him. He's a young player and a first-year player, and not put expectations on him, but he's a promising player for the footy club.
I talk to you about that at all. I mean, it was a big decision for you guys to, I suppose, pluck him. How much talk did you have with Todd Viney about that decision?
Look, our recruiting team's done a terrific job in the last couple of years, and they're really clear on the pillars of how we go about selecting our players. And for us, Clayton was a standout. We certainly did think we plucked him. We thought we put him in an order and we picked the player that we wanted, and Clayton's certainly going to be that player.
Aaron Vandenberg's ankle, how did he pull up? What's the thought?
Yeah, no, he's got an ankle, but it was more precautionary, and same with Lyndon Dunn with the groin. Both are precautionary and came off the ground, so they'll both be right to go next week, hopefully.
Do you play Oliver next week, or what are you thinking? I know it's early days, but
yeah, it's early days, but you know, the way he's played certainly puts him in those calculations. You know, he's we talk about picking players that play a certain way and the way that we want them to play, and he's certainly doing that at the moment.
A lot of things to take into consideration, but where do you feel you placed at this stage of pre-season?
Yeah, look, I think we're in a really healthy place. You know, we've certainly made some changes to the way we've played, and it's starting to come through. It's, you know, at times it's still a little bit sloppy, but we feel like we're really close to actually playing some really exciting footy, and we're playing a brand that hopefully is starting to become recognisable as the Melbourne way.
Did you make Jack Watts' game again in the forward line?
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row for Jack. He was really strong last week, and we thought he was really strong again. He's certainly improved his contest work, and I know something he's worked really hard on. So we're certainly pleased with where he's at the moment. Obviously, it's only the NAB Cup, and we want to see that continue through, but he's made some significant strides, hopefully, through the summer.
We were talking earlier with Luke about the protected area. What's your take on the potential new rule of extending that?
The protected area, look, I think it's been a good innovation to the game, and I think it's keeping the ball moving faster. So I think they've done it for a reason, and it's starting to, you're starting to see the game open up a little bit.
Is the worst possible outcome that eventually we might see zones on the ground? I assume that you'd hate to see that, so if we bring in rules like this, it's probably worth a crack at it.
I think we'll just let the AFL decide what happens with the game. You know, it's I think it's in good shape. The things they've tried throughout the NAB Cup have looked like they've worked, so you'd be surprised if they didn't continue.
What do you make? Sam Frost has been sort of seen as a potential foil for Jesse Hogan up forward. Is that the way you're thinking still at this stage?
You look, both Sam and Cam Pedersen have certainly played a role for us in our forward half through the summer, and Sam doesn't get a lot of the ball, but he offers some different skills to our forward line, which is really important to us. So it's weird in a way. He doesn't contribute on the scoreboard as much, but he certainly brings something to our team that is a benefit.
Fantastic.
All good. Cheers. Thanks, boys.